Nithyanandam. My name is Sri Nitya Ashitoshananda and I welcome you all again for yet another video. Today actually I'm going to talk about the lifestyle of Brahmacharya, the lifestyle of sannyas, living like a monk basically. So when we decide to take sannyas, there's 5 vows that we make. One of them is called Brahmacharya. Out there, the definition we hear about Brahmacharya is basically celibacy. But Swamiji was saying that that's actually wrong. That is not the right way to translate that vow. And Swamiji says that that vow should be translated as living like God. So when we take that vow, especially in the West where I come from, it doesn't make sense to people, right? Becoming Brahmacharya, it seems like it's very difficult, right? Because sometimes you just feel like you want to flirt with the other gender, and it feels like without that dimension of life is kind of almost not worth living. So Brahmacharya, basically, when you say to someone, yeah, I'm a monk, and like that, these questions will come up, and sometimes they'll be shocked and all that. So one thing I've been looking in and trying to find more deeper understandings about was throughout this lifestyle that I've been living for the last 3 years now, we go through ups and downs, and whenever we go to a down, and at some point, for whatever reason, that energy of lust kicks in and makes us entertain certain kinds of thought currents that we don't want to entertain. I was actually looking in and I was trying to find how come right now this rush is coming in. What is it? What is responsible for that rush to actually happen? And what I figured out so far is that whenever I'm not aligned with myself, for example, I'm doing something, but inside my space, I'm entertaining a thought current which is not aligned to that. At some point, the kind of conflict, the kind of friction that happens in my space because of the way that I act in the outer world and the way that I actually carry myself in my inner world, when it clashes, it creates a kind of pressure and a kind of frustration, irritation, and some kind of state like that. And I realized that actually that state, at some point, that pressure, at some point it shifts and that energy kicks in, that lustful energy kicks in. So at some point what I was doing is, every time I was having that kind of experience, these kind of thought currents kicking in, I was just scanning my day from the beginning and see what is the last thing I did that I'm totally incomplete about. And very almost all the time, within the last day or day and a half, I had done something or behaved in a certain way that I was totally not complete about. The decision I made and the action I actually manifested at that time was not at all aligned to the thought currents I was carrying inside of my space. And the moment I started to identify that and decided, okay, from now onwards, I'll not I will not be incomplete about that decision, or I'll change my decision. But the moment my attention started to go on that actual incompletion, that energy would simply disappear. So that is one thing I realized, and that led me to the conclusion that actually every desire like that, they're all based on incompletions. And ultimately, once you reach that space when you're totally aligned with you and you do not compromise on your thought currents, and your thought currents are aligned to the tattvas that Swamiji is teaching, then the life of couple actually doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense because it is a decision that is made out of incompletion at some point. So anyways, I'll explain more about this perhaps in a video tomorrow, because I have other things I want to share also regarding that. But so that is something I realized. It's something that I realized within the last 3 years, and that actually helped me a lot, because many times when I was in a low and I felt like taking decisions that were not aligned to my initial decision of living sannyas, this understanding kicked in, and it allowed me to just wait for the low to disappear and not take a stupid decision while being in that low mood. So anyways, with this, I'll see you guys in another video. So you can write a comment below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon, talking more about Brahmacharya and the lifestyle of sannyas, which is the best lifestyle. Nithyanandam.